Something rather nice about this second season is we've been learning more about the former Miss Elsie Etherington of Chicago, Illinois.
My Uncle Reggie's coming to Puerto Rico.
How nice. Oh, is he on your mother's or your father's side?
Neither.
How's that?
Well, he's not actually my uncle.
Oh, just a friend of the family.
Yes, but I'm the only friend he has left in the family.
Uh-oh, he sounds like trouble. By her tone, Sister Bertrille knows that. She won't come out and say it, but he'll probably want something. Oh, you little...
Oh, the poor man. Why is that?
Well, for openers, he's lost 3 fortunes in his lifetime.
Why, goodness, I would think that your family would have compassion for him.
The fortunes he lost were my father's, my cousin's, and a maiden aunt.
Correction, he is trouble. He's one of those guys who always has the best of intentions and always manages to get into the wrong thing and get scammed. It doesn't help that he's not exactly Joe Honest himself. Sister Bertrille also knows that. I wouldn't exactly call him a con man, but he might qualify as a wannabe.
Usually, Sister Bertrille's instincts about people are sound. But when I met Uncle Reggie, I thought she was dead wrong. Disaster indeed. He was a delight.
The best con man always are, sister. The con part is short for confidence. How do you think they gain that confidence?
I hope you like it. It's my pineapple inside-out cake.
That's upside down.
I know it's supposed to be upside down. That's what you call a pineapple inside-out, upside down.
Well, whatever you call it. If this doesn't win the next international bake-out, I'll demand an investigation.
That right there is exactly how they do it. Alan Hale Jr. had been acting since he was a baby, literally. His dad was a well-known actor himself, having often appeared alongside such greats as Errol Flynn. I've been doing these classic TV reviews for some time now, and something I've noticed a lot is how many of the performers who came into their own from about the 40s on got their foot in the door by being born with it there. Which is to say, some relative was already in the business, so they started out with a nice little in, as the saying goes. I don't begrudge any of them the success they achieved, because even when your dad rubs shoulders with the biggest movie heartthrob of his time, you still have to earn your own place. Family connections will only take you so far. But my point, if I have one, is that all those stories you hear about the fast food worker who gets discovered and becomes a star overnight, yeah, that basically doesn't happen. In the silent movie era, and maybe in the early days of talkies, that could happen because there weren't that many producers and there were even fewer qualified actors. So if you're one of those starving actors in the LA area who's doing odd jobs waiting to be discovered, let's put it this way, as of about 1960, you're a little late.
And all the stars, they never were parking cars and pumping gas.
Yeah, I don't know what it takes these days, but that ain't it. Happily, I've never cared enough to find out. I'll do whatever acting I may lay claim to right here and be satisfied with it. But Alan Hale was pretty well born for Hollywood. At this time, he was the skipper on Gilligan's Island, and even though the show had folded 2 years earlier, most people knew him by that better than by his own name. I've talked about him elsewhere, so I won't go into much detail. Right now, he's the jolly, glad-handing guy that everybody likes until they realize he took their wallet. Okay, he's not quite that bad, but the image does raise a reasonable question. What's he doing here?
Reverend Mother, would I be presumptuous if possibly I offered a contribution to help you in your work here?
Not at all.
In fact, the more presumptuous, the better.
It's really not necessary, Uncle Reggie.
Of course it's not necessary, Elsie. I want to. Now, how does $10,000 sound to you?
They flipped their cornets when another guy offered them $5,000. Thing is, Sister Bertrille, you'll notice he insists on calling her Elsie, which is a bit rude in itself, knows he likely doesn't have $10, much less $10,000.
As soon as I can unfreeze my Swiss holdings, I shall see to it that you get my certified check.
There's another sign that he's a con man. There's always some reason why they can't do it right now. Remember Honest Juan Hernando? The biggest difference between him and Uncle Reggie is Uncle Reggie has so far had the good sense to stay away from politics.
Now, of course, in the meanwhile, we can supplement our income, that is, your income, By leasing the oil rights to the land.
Well, how do you know there's oil on the land?
Well, but how do you know that there isn't?
I like the way he corrected himself. Our income, I mean the convent's income. Again, this is standard con man talk. It's a good thing he doesn't know Sister Bertrille's secret. He'd be all over that like a rash.
Is she really flying?
I'm afraid so.
Sister Bertrille, not when we are entertaining.
Sorry.
Never mind. I don't think I have to point out that his eyes just turned to dollar signs.
Why, that's remarkable. That beats the Indian rope trick. Can you do that any time that you want to?
Well, it's not a trick, Uncle Reggie. You see, it's simple aerodynamics. When lift plus thrust is greater than load
Well, but
plus...
this is better than the oil. Do you know what a circus world would give for an act like that? Or Ed Sullivan?
They've already been over this, Reggie. Before you say anything, the answer is no.
Captain Fomento is here.
Captain Fomento, ask him to come in.
Captain Fomento? Army?
Police.
We're going right down the checklist of ways to spot a con man. Next on the list, they don't like being around police.
I'm sorry to be barging in on your afternoon theses, but I'm on the trail of a car thief.
Car thief?
Yes, a car thief. The witnesses, they said they saw the thief heading towards the direction of the convent. Yes.
The only thief person here is the uncle of Sister Bertrille.
Oh, yes, Captain Fomento, I'd like you to meet my uncle.
He's hiding in the bushes. The car thief Fomento is looking for is a teenager, so I'm not sure what Reggie is so concerned about. But again, this is typical con man behavior. And I repeat, what's he doing here?
I'm down here to take over the management of a local firm that's having a little difficulty. It seems they need someone to bail them out. This, of course, is my specialty.
What firm is that?
Oh, I don't think you ladies would be familiar with it. Casino Carlos?
What?
Since when is Carlos having trouble? As far as we know, he's one of the most successful businesses on the island. And thanks to Sister Bertrille's influence, he's even been doing some good things with the money he makes. Why does he need this guy?
Elsie, how nice of you to come to see me on my opening night.
Sister Bertrille, that is. That is annoying me. It suggests that his respect for her is only skin deep. He knows her as Elsie, and that's all that matters. Who cares what she would prefer? So far, I don't like Uncle Reggie that much.
This is fantastic. That Mr. Perkins sure turned out to be practically a member of your family.
That's right. He's a practical uncle, not a registered one.
Well, that is a more important recommendation to me than even the excellent references he brought from Las Vegas.
Uncle Reggie, I didn't know that...
If you... Excuse me, I have to go to dice table number 3 and pick up the cash box.
She didn't know he because he didn't. Carlos is so impressed he made him pit boss on the spot. And Reggie has come up with some interesting innovations. Sun lamps above a table so people can gamble and get a tan at the same time.
Well, he's cheating at poker.
Cheating at poker, you're letting him?
What, relax. He's just showing my customers what to watch for when playing with strangers. Another public service feature of Casino Carlos. Brilliant, man.
Carlos is too happy with the results to ask how Reggie knows so much about it. Sister Bertrille has a feeling she knows. But Reggie's most popular innovation has to be the window into the counting room.
You were right. They're fascinated by it.
It's basic human nature. They see all that cash and head back to the tables to try and win it. It won't occur to most of them that what they're seeing used to be their money. Now it's not.
Unfortunately, although I am powerless to prevent this, I feel that I must warn you that sooner or later, one of these people is bound to make one clean sweep of all this. You see, I told you it was going to give you trouble already.
You're mistaken, Captain. You said someone would make a clean sweep of it. That wasn't clean. One time in his professional life, though, he's right.
Bruce, what do you think?
think?
Personally, I think they're asking for trouble with that window.
Oh, yeah. Sooner or later, somebody's bound to knock it over.
Sooner than you think.
And those are our thieves. We saw Dick Gautier in Mr. Terrific, which I covered in my series The Dumbbell Derby, as well as in When Things Were Rotten, the short-lived sitcom about Robin Hood. The last time we saw Ruta Lee, she was making out with Bob Crane on Hogan's Heroes. That was back when I could actually post the shows here without CBS threatening to sue my pants off. Yes, that happened. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be starting that series over with all new reviews, and they'll be posted on Patreon. So if you'd like to see those, you can become a patron for as little as $2 a month. That gets you access to all the videos I post there, so it's worth thinking about. I've tried to structure it so that anybody can afford to get involved. I'm also going to be doing some giveaways in the near future, so come on in and join the gang. Here endeth the shameless plug.
Excuse me, sir. I seem to have misplaced my glasses. Could you possibly read the date on that bill for me?
Be delighted.
Thank you.
$19.35.
He asks Reggie to read a few other things, and he says that dollar bill is worth $6.50. It's a collector's item. Next thing we know, he's got Reggie all excited about finding rare bills and coins among the cash and selling them to collectors to raise money for the convent.
Yes, I had this friend in high school who was he was a coin collector.
Thank you, Porky Pig. Carlos agrees to the plan, but there's one little catch.
Well, I must admit it's a novel way to raise funds, but after 2 in the morning, how will you all stay awake?
Just the thought of all those valuable coins and bills would be enough to keep me perky.
And I took 3 nips today.
Naps, sister.
Okay, I took 3 naps of cooking sherry.
The correct order is nips then naps. If you try to do it the other way, you can spill the sherry all over yourself.
Reverend Mother, there's a Sister Mary Grace here to see you.
Sister Mary Grace? I don't believe that I know. Where is she from?
I don't know, but she spoke as though you were expecting her.
Oh. Well, ask her to come in. Do any of you know this sister?
Sister Mary Grace.
Hello?
Nobody knows what to make of her. I don't know what to make of that costume store habit she's wearing, but that's just me. She says, my bishop in Uganda wrote you a letter. Didn't you get it?
Oh. The mails from Africa are so unreliable. Oh, I really feel like a fool. Maybe you don't even have room. Perhaps I'd best go to a hotel.
Not at all. You're most welcome in any case.
Ruta Lee was universally known as one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, and nearly all her roles took advantage of that. She looks about as natural in that habit as you would. After dinner, she's telling stories of life in Uganda.
What is it?
Oh. What? Well, may I have a glass of water, please?
Oh, are you ill, sister?
It's just a touch of malaria.
Oh.
It'll pass.
There you are.
Oh.
There you are.
Thank you.
Fortunately, she has pills for it. The other sisters are looking at the coin she dropped.
It happens to be a VG, sister, and worth about $30.
VG?
Very good.
Do you happen to be a coin collector?
My father was, and he was the one who got me interested.
That settles it. She has to come with them to the casino tonight and help them look for rare coins and bills.
Carlos, I'd like you to meet Sister Mary Grace. She's visiting us. And would you believe she's an expert on coins?
Oh, you must be a very welcome visitor. Well, I have to leave. Reggie's locking up, but he will be here with you in a minute.
Oh, you have to go?
Yeah, I have to visit a sick friend.
At 2 in the morning?
Well, it's an emergency.
I know. She can't get the cork out of the champagne bottle.
You're mistaken, sister. She really is sick. Sick of being away from Carlos for so long.
Bertrille, I'm giving you my money. Would you please leave my life alone?
What's that?
Oh, this is a burglar alarm. If I don't disconnect it before I open the vault, it will go off in Fomento's office. And he will come running here in a day or 2.
So far, this is going better than our Mary Grace could have hoped. Carlos trusts the sisters completely.
No peeking.
That tape recorder has a super powerful microphone that picks up the tumbler clicks in the mechanism. And since she was able to see the number the dial was already sitting at, listening to the sounds and picking out the combination is a cinch.
Oh, there's vile cigarette. Tastes so good.
Tell me about the alarm.
It's a Pittsburgh Macadam, simple on and off switch, and it's hidden behind a painting behind the desk in the office.
Good.
With those 2 bits of information, they're just about ready to strike.
At exactly 2:30, you are going to get a violent attack of malaria.
Oh.
She'd rather have another cigarette, but if she goes back to the convent smelling like smoke, someone might ask questions. She'll just have to endure the deprivation in stoic silence.
I'm sorry, it's my malaria.
Oh, my. Where are your pills?
Pills in the purse.
Oh, well, you didn't bring your purse with you.
It's not here.
Oh, I'm
Do you know
sorry.
where it is? Must have left it in the station. Oh.
The door is locked thanks to that burglar alarm switch.
Uncle Reggie!
Yes?
Uncle Reggie, open up. It's an emergency.
Right away.
But her purse isn't in the station wagon either. She must have left it back at the convent. This is a well-planned operation. I'm impressed. Two little pieces of a swizzle stick is all it takes to defeat that alarm. Time to upgrade, Carlos. Reggie can probably help you with that, too. I get the feeling he's quite familiar with burglar alarms.
The purse wasn't in the car.
I must have left it at the convent. I'm afraid you'll have to take me back. I'm truly sorry.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. The money won't disappear.
Cleaned out, every last dime.
Sister Bertrille should know better than to say something like that out loud. And we all know who the prime suspect is going to be.
I think we'd better begin the interrogation with Uncle Reggie.
Sister Bertrille's Uncle Reggie? You must be kidding.
Well, I hate to say it, but he was the last one to leave last night, and he had the combination.
That certainly does not prove that he is guilty.
Well, he also left the hotel with no forwarding address.
We shall forget the bartender and interrogate Uncle Reggie. Huh?
That's precisely why he skipped out. He knew this would happen when he realized the place had been robbed. Part 1 of the great casino robbery ends with Carlos sulking, Captain Fomento interrogating nuns, Bruce counting the money in a safe house on the edge of town, and Sister Bertrille trying to find Uncle Reggie by flying around various places and calling Uncle Reggie. Where she expects him to be that he might hear her, I don't know. Next week, we'll see her come up with a much more efficient way to locate him. Tune in then to see what it is. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button to let me and YouTube know you want to see more. If you're not subscribed yet, punch me in the mask here and get signed up so you don't miss a thing, because something is always happening here at Irving Zoo. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Actually call him a con man. Trill has a feeling she knows. Okay, and they'll be posted on Patreon. By Bishop Unuga. Next week we'll hear her come. We'll see her. Good grief. If I feed you, will you come back?